Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, we're going to be making this little 3D printed rack shelf for ER11 Collet containers. So I went on Temu, my last video, and I actually purchased a bunch of these ER11 Collets. The problem is I don't have anywhere to store them. But you can see right here, this little shelf that I found on Printables is actually the perfect little mini shelf to hold, I think it's 14, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 little yellow boxes which contain my ER11 Collets. So if you're having trouble storing your ER11 Collets and you just don't know where to do, this might be the answer for you. If you have a 3D printer, right there, I have my Ender 5 Plus, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and download that file and get it and make this right now. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get to it. Here we go. All right, everybody, so I went ahead and I already have this file saved. So we're gonna go to my profile. Let's go over here to collections, and I have my downloaded files right here. So let's go to, there it is right there. It's actually the first one, the ER11 Collet rack, which is pretty awesome. You can see right here. So I already have this file downloaded. So if you come over here to files, you can see here's the rendering of it, which is really nice. And again, there's actually two different versions. There's a shelf version right here, and then this version right here, which we're gonna make, has these little tabs on the end, which I can screw it into the wall, because I want it permanent. I don't want it bouncing around anywhere. So we're gonna make that one right there. Let's go over here to files. So I already have that downloaded. Let's go to my slicer program and get that sliced, and then it should be ready to go. All right, so I'm set up with the Creality Ender 5 Plus. We're gonna go ahead and open a file up. Let's go ahead to the ER11 mounted, hit open, and there it is right there. You can see, pretty nice. I'm not gonna change any of the settings. I already have my settings pretty much ready to go. I have my speed, which is 100 millimeters a second of printing. I'm not gonna bump that up any faster. I like that in speed. It takes a little bit longer. And then the material, we're at 225 degrees Celsius temperature and 60 degrees at the bed. So we're not going to change any of this. Let's just go ahead and minimize that, and let's go ahead and slice it. All right, 6.5 hours. Now I'm sure it could be a little bit faster. I'm not entirely sure. My speed settings, 100% on 3D printing. I just know that this works for me. So I'd rather wait a little bit longer than have anything messed up. I might try at a later time to do some faster speed tests and see how things go, maybe make some really small items and really crank up the speed on this Ender 5. So if you have any ideas on, how fast I can really go and make these be, make things print okay, put a comment down below. I'd love to hear it. Let's go ahead and save it, which I've already done that. So we already have that saved to file. So let's go ahead and minimize this, and then we'll go ahead and get this into the 3D printer, and let's just get it started printing. I'm not going to waste any time with any of the settings. We'll just export it, and it should start printing right now. Alright guys, so the 3D print completed, and I got a little overzealous and I actually removed it from the bed without hitting record on my camera. But you can see right here that it is completed. Check it out. It looks super, super nice. Really happy with the way that it turned out. Very little bit of cleanup needing to be done on this. Let's check it out and see how the collets fit. Let's go ahead and just grab a couple of these little collet thingies, and we'll just put them in and see how they go. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Perfect. Each one fits absolutely nice and snug. Snug and loose at the same time. You're not going to fight them in there, so which is kind of awesome. All right, I'm just going to try each one, and then we should be good. All right, this is nice. Really, really nice. All right, the good news is there's 14 of these, and it actually came with the set, came with 15 collets. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. But one of my collets which I have right here, I'm going to take the 1/4 inch collet and I'm going to put it into this one, because this machine right now has the 1/4 inch collet, but what I've been doing is stealing from this one to this big machine over here, my Fox Alien CL 4x4. You can see right down there, I don't have anything attached to it because I keep going back and forth, because this one doesn't have a 1/4 inch collet, but this one does, and I needed another one, so it's perfect. So I'm gonna put permanently a 1/4 inch collet, ER11 collet, into this, and then attach that onto that machine. And then if I need to use any of these smaller sizes, I'll have them available here. I'll have 14 of them into this. Let's go ahead and mount it. I think what I'm gonna do is I think this is gonna be a really cool spot right here on the wall, next to the TV. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna mount it right to this little area right here. With that being said, let's go ahead and get this thing mounted. All right, guys, I think what I'm gonna do is mount it right there. I'm just gonna line up with this part of the wall. I'm not too worried. I do have some wiring probably running up this way. I'm not exactly sure, but I think I'm going to be pretty good, because the screws that I'm using for this are just these really, really short, narrow screws, and the piece of wood that's right behind this is probably a 1/2 inch. So I think what I'm going to do is just go ahead and get these in here and get it mounted without any worries. Let's see if I can get this to work. Ooh, a little too tight. Cracked it right there. A little too much pressure, but I think I'll be all right. I don't need a lot of force or a lot of weight on this, so, all right. Little crack on that. This is very, very fragile, but you know what? I think for what it is, I think we're gonna be all right. Let's go ahead and put these collets on here and go from there. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do is start from the smallest. So this is a 1, we got a 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, we got a 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 7, oh, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay, cool. So we can actually save a spot. You can see right here, I have just found and located another collet, which this is not a 1/4 inch. I think this is another 1/8 inch. So we'll put this in here. We'll say that's an 1/8 inch and that. And we should now be good to go. So even though this is, we'll take this off because that's definitely not a 1/4 inch. All right, we're pretty good. All right, check that out. There it is. There's my new little collet shelf. That way I can keep track of all of my collets that I have for my CNC machines right there and right there, as well as down there. Pretty awesome. What I'm gonna do is I will put a link in the description to this file. You know, if you have a 3D printer and this is something that you could use, I highly recommend that you get that. It's just gonna keep everything nice and organized. Actually, everything fits perfect in that. So in the description, I'll put a link to that and give credit to the Printables maker. It's pretty awesome. Thank you so much. So I think in another video, for a 3D video that I'm gonna do, a 3D printing video, I think I'm going to make some kind of mount right here, maybe more shelves for maybe an extra row of collets, or maybe something for all of my end mills, because I have a bunch of these little tiny 1/8 inch end mills that come with the machines. It'd be kind of nice to be able to have those displayed, as well as some of the, like something like this, as well as some of the 1/4 inch end mills that I have, that I also got some from up there, and I got some laying around right here. So maybe I can make another little shelf. I'll see if there's something up on Printables that I like that's going to kind of tie in with this and organize all of my end mills for the CNC machines too. So we'll try to do another video on that maybe next week, so stay tuned for that. Definitely a needed organizational tool in the workshop. So, all right guys, just a little quick video on how to organize your ER11 collets for your CNC machines. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed to the channel, hit the red button, that way you can get subscribed to the channel. And don't forget to hit the bell button, that way you get notified of all of my newest videos. Make sure you put a comment or a thought down below. I try to reply back to all of my comments. But until that next video, make sure y'all do one thing: stay awesome. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.